Good day everyone, I'm Hurley Borify Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Kiwi Ears, but this time this is the Bell. This is their latest and it is a budget IEM from Kiwi Ears. Okay, but first things first, pardon me for my nails since I haven't cut my nails yet for a very long time now, so it might look long and probably dirty to most people. My apologies on that one. And I'd like to thank Linsol for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core like I always do. For the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? And yes, pardon for the dogs in the background. Apparently they're into something, but yeah. So to give you an idea, the Kiwi Ears Bell again is their latest IM, and it costs around 30 to 40 US dollars. So it is around 1,500 to 2,000 pesos in Philippine money. So for most people, it especially here in our country, the Kiwi Ears Bell is categorized as a on the higher end of the budget. Yes, higher end of the budget, higher end of the budget range of an IEM, but probably to the other parts of the world it is a budget IEM since it is within and under 50 US dollars. Okay, so here's the packaging of the Kiwi Ears Bell. At first I was really what do you call this, pumped. I was really excited about the Kiwi Ears Bell because it is marketed as an IEM with a white colorway, and it further proved my excitement when they announced that the name will be Bell, because Bell means beauty and those symbolisms and stuff, purity, yada yada yada. And I thought it was a white IEM since I've also requested for it to be in white colorway, or what do you call this? I requested Linsol to send me the white version of the Bell. So I thought it was a white IM since only a few IMs are in color white, especially in this price range, which I understand at some point, because yes, of course it will show wear at some point in time, it will show dirtiness at some point in time, which I can understand. But it would be nice if an IM is in white colorway, or there's an IM that is in white colorway sometime soon, or sometime in this price range. Okay, now as for the packaging, as you can see, it is in your usual Kiwi Ears packaging. Nothing new here, nothing crazy. You'll get used to it, and at the same time I kinda like this design because it is visually pleasing, and at the same time it is still on the borderline minimal aesthetic, in my humble opinion. And as you can see, here is the Kiwi Ears Bell with a single DLC. Yes, they marketed this as a 1D DIM but with DLC drivers. So yeah, there are some quirks and there are some characteristics of a DLC driver that you'll see most of the time with IEMs that has that driver. But at the end of the day, it still depends on the tuning that has been done by the manufacturer. So pretty much it doesn't really matter as for those characteristics, but at the same time, the quality of the drivers matters more, actually, in terms of its price and in terms of its overall experience, of course. Okay, so here's the specifications. As you can see, they sent me the Kiwi Ears Bell in silver colorway in 3.5 standard. I do believe there's a version of this one with a mic, but as far as I know, there's no version of this one with a 4.4 balance connection. So yeah, for the most part, it doesn't really need that, but I'll get onto that later on. So as for the specifications, its sensitivity is 103 decibels with 32 ohms, so technically it's easy to drive. It's in 2-pin, yes. It's not QDC, it's not anything like that. It's in normal 2-pin, and the cable length is 1.2 meters. For this one, as you can see, they marketed it really well with the DLC, Diamond Like Carbon, dynamic driver, in-ear monitors. Although Diamond itself, from what I've learned in my in my college or in my student years, diamond is basically a hardened version of carbon or a solidified version of carbon. So yeah, feel free to do what you want with that information. Okay, and yeah, here's the back of the IEM, or sorry, of the box. Nothing new here, nothing crazy. So yeah, so as for the packaging, it's just your usual kiwi ears, kiwi ears packaging. Nothing new here, again, nothing crazy, but at the same time, it isn't really lacking either. It is still your visually pleasing box. Okay, now as for the accessories, however, you'll basically get this. Actually, you won't be getting any other than this, except for the paperwork. But again, you won't be getting like a pouch or a mini case or something like that. I do wish that they could have included that, because I do see the vision of the Kiwi Ears Bell being used as a daily carry or an everyday carry, or for an earphone that can be borrowed by someone whenever they just want to watch movies, listen to music, podcasts, or something like that, because it is very easy to use and it pairs well with all of your usual devices actually. So that's a really good thing. As for the accessories, again, you'll only get these two pairs, or two sets rather, of ear tips, and that's basically it for the accessories. You'll also get this cable. I do like this cable for a budget IEM. This is very sleek, at the same time it doesn't feel cheap, if I'm making sense. It is twisted and it has that detail to it, as you can see here. Not sure if you're seeing that. So yeah, it does have some stripes there and it is very sleek. Even the plug here is very, very sleek, as you can see. The splitter here as well is very sleek, and it also has a plastic chin slider here, and some ear hooks going on here, and here's the connectors and the IEM itself. As you can see, it kind of reminds me of the Fender IEMs. Not all of those, but some Fender IEMs that I have owned for a bargain price like a decade ago. And probably some KZ IEMs too, but this one has some good attention to details to it. As you can see, the edges, the edges on this one are, I'm not sure if what I'll call it, like chamfered. It does have some glossy silvery thing going on there, backed with a matte finish. Yes, that is matte and that is metal finish faceplate with their Kiwi Ears logo there. I am afraid that if you use this on a daily, probably the cable will fade at some point in time. But good news for those people who wants their who has their dream to have that cute custom in-ear monitors for like cheap. Although this isn't really a true custom in-ear monitors, you can slap a sticker here, if you know what I mean, and probably your dreams may come true, I guess. So yeah, as you can see, here's the nozzle as well. They do have that detail on the nozzle, which I really like. All of the Kiwi Ears IEMs that I have handled, from what I remember, has that as well. Yes. And as you can see, it has this plastic. It has this plastic casing or plastic housing for the drivers. Nothing new there. And it is quite expected for this price as well. Okay. Now, as for the fit, comfort, and isolation, again, I have a smaller I have a large set of ears, and the Kiwi Ears Bell fits me really well. I had no problems fitting it. I had no problems getting a good seal or a good fit out of it. But of course, since I have a large set of ears, the Kiwi Ears Bell is quite small to my ears. But for most people, they will fit with this one just fine. It doesn't have any weird shapes or anything like that, as you can see. So you won't be having any problems. Even those people with smaller ears won't have any problems with this one as well. Okay, now as for the drivability of the Kiwi Ears Bell is, I'd say it's fairly easy to drive. I wouldn't recommend it pairing with an Apple dongle though, but at the very least, you can pair it with at least 2.4 VRMs of output power. Like for example, the Venture Electronics Devastator, or probably a J-Kali IEM that has 2 VRMs of power, or probably you have a FIO dongle that has a 2 VRMs of power for better results. Because, excuse me, I find that the driver of the Kiwi Ears Bell sort of responds well with power. I'm not sure if it's the characteristic of the DLC drivers, but I am happy to report to you that it does pair well with most of my dongles here. Even the Snowski Melody pairs with the Kiwi Ears Bell with well, even when I pair this with my Zen Stack, although it is very impractical, it pairs well with that one as well without any distortions or clipping or anything like that. So it is a very excellent candidate for an everyday carry IEM in my humble opinion, which also reflects to the sound of the Kiwi Ears Bell itself as well. So as for the sound of this one, if you remember the Kiwi Ears Cadenza, the first Kiwi Ears IEM that I have reviewed and I truly loved by that time, because it is its tonality is very rich and at the same time very enveloping in my humble opinion. The Kiwi Ears Bell follows that same philosophy, but this time it is much more balanced, much more mature. Everything is firmer, everything is more controlled and mature this time compared to the Kiwi Ears Cadenza's loose nature. While this has the control and probably a very good what do you call this? Very good precision, very good control, very good details out of a 40 USD IM. Of course, you won't compare this. You shouldn't compare this with an IM that is priced like 200 USD upwards, because that would be very unfair. But at the same time, I'd say that the Kiwi Ears Bell and the Kiwi Ears philosophy, it has been really implemented here in the Bell really well. Okay? So again, to give you an idea, the sound signature of this one is a balanced warm sound signature. If we'll be going to be specific, this is a U-shaped sounding IEM with some thickness and warmth to it. Okay, now as for the bass on this one, surprisingly, the mid bass and sub bass are equal to each other when it comes to the quantity. There are certain tracks and there are certain setups that the mid bass tends to be a little bit dominant more than usual when compared to the other neutral sets that I have here, but I won't call it overbearing, I won't call it overwhelming or even muddy at all. It is very punchy, it is fairly detailed for its price, and at the same time it is well kept, behaved, mature, whatever you may call it. It is well done because it never smeared to the other frequencies, which I am really looking for. And yes, this won't satisfy bass heads, even the 16-year-old me who prefers bass over everything. Probably he wouldn't be satisfied with the bell. But for those people, for those average Joe just wants an earphone that is a reliable everyday carry, practical, and at the same time what do you call this, well balanced to the overall sound, the Kiwi Ears Bell will deliver its purpose excellently, in my humble opinion at least. Okay, now as for the mids on this one is warm. It is definitely warm, it is thick, at the same time it is well presented. Even the vocals, whether it be your lower mids or your upper mids, is presented here really well. um it doesn't have any sibilance or anything like that. It doesn't have any harshness no matter how I crank it. While at the same time, it still delivers that extension that I am looking for an IEM under 50 USD, which is a really promising and remarkable character here with the Kiwi Ears Bell. Because the vocals on this one never sounded recessed at all. It never sounded pushed back, laid back, or anything like that. But of course, those people who prefer that energetic upper frequencies or energetic upper mids, energetic upper treble, well, the Kiwi Ears Bell doesn't have that because it has that balanced, mature sound character. It doesn't have that energetic sound signature that some of the, or probably most of the IEMs within this price point have. Okay, now as for the treble, the same goes here with the treble of the Kiwi Ears Bell. The bell is still your usual. It is well extended. It isn't that energetic, but at the same time, it isn't that laid back. It never sounded dark to my ears, and at the same time, it never sounded blunt. So yeah, do expect like it is your usual matured treble character with some good amount of details to it. I find that the micro nuances on this one are actually good. I wouldn't call them remarkable or anything like that because I've heard this amount of quantity or this quantity of micro details on some IEMs that I have reviewed within the price range. So yeah, you won't be having any problems with the Kiwi Ears Bell on that one as well. Okay, now as for the technical chops, yes, this is the part where I'd say that the Kiwi Ears Bell uh, excellently balanced the tonal and technical performance compared to its older sibling, the Cadenza, wherein the Cadenza focused more on the tonality and less on the technical chops. So, as for the Kiwi Ears Bell, the Kiwi Ears Bell is actually fairly clean for a 40-ish or 30-ish US dollar IEM, and I'd even say that it is quite remarkable because despite it having some minor congestions here and there, it never sounded worse at all. It never sounded worse even on basic tracks or something like that. So that's a really promising thing for this price. The sound stage on this one, it is still your usual wider than deep with a good amount of height. The imaging is accurate enough. I mean, I have let my friend use this for his Call of Duty sessions. That is a ranked game, by the way. So he said that it didn't have any problems, but at the same time, he kind of hears the footsteps, the directions of everything clearly. So yeah, I had no problems even using the Kiwi Ears Bell. My apologies if my mic is not on centered. Sorry. I'm still fixing my setup at this point. Yeah, but yeah, I had no problems with the Kiwi Ears Bell when it comes to that. Okay? Okay. Now, where should we compare this? We should compare this with the IEMs that exist within 50 US dollars for fair and square comparison. Okay? This will just be a quick rundown of the remarkable IEMs that I am still remembering and I still have here with me for that price. Okay? Now, when compared to the Roselsa Aurora Ultra, the Aurora Ultra is far, far more energetic and at the same time more complete. When it comes to the overall enjoyment, yes, for most people, because of its elevated bass and treble. It also has that excellent technical chops because of its driver. I do believe that is a microplanar driver, so yeah, it does have some advantage to the transients, to the attacks and decays and all that stuff. But the bass on that one, when compared to the Bell at least, can sound a little bit bloaty. Yes, it kind of sound a little bit bloaty in my humble opinion when compared to the Bell, but at the same time it isn't really that noticeable if on its own. If like let's say you're comparing it to a KZ IM or probably a SIMGOT IM, it isn't really that night and day when it comes to their differences. Okay, now when compared to the SIMGOT EW200, the SIMGOT EW200 is still your usual U-shaped bright or neutral bright sound character, wherein the soundstage for its price is still wide, even wider than the Bell actually, but it can control the upper frequencies quite well, which in return produces some sibilance, produces some harshness whenever you pair it even with a warm sounding IM. While the Kiwi Ears Bell lacks that energy, it lacks that it lacks that sparkling character, it lacks that bright treble response. In return, the Kiwi Ears Bell is the more balanced, safer recommendation or safer everyday carry between the two sets. Okay, now where should we compare this? We should compare this with the EPZ Q1 Pro. Yes, the crowd's favorite when it comes to the Harman sounding set. When compared the EPZ, yes, the EPZ Q1 Pro is a more Harman-ish sounding IM. So whether it be V-shape or U-shape, your call. It kind of sounds like that with good elevation of bass and treble. And at the same time, its treble is quite unrefined for its price in my humble opinion. While the Kiwi Ears Bell is a more balanced, more mature, more controlled sounding IM. It doesn't have any unnatural peaks or sibilance. I haven't experienced it actually, and at times I was actually looking for it. So that's a really good thing. Okay, now I'll switch to the Tagalog version of this review for a quick summary of the Kiwi Ears Bell. So, bali itong si Kiwi Ears Bell is nasa 1,500 or 2,000 pesos na IM. in my humble opinion or sa opinion ko lang, parang ano siya upgrade or version 2 ng Kiwi Ears Cadenza kasi medyo hawig yung tunog, pero at the same time ramdam mo yung improvement or rinig mo yung improvement kasi hindi na siya kasing kapal, and at the same time hindi na siya kasing kapal ng Kiwi Ears Cadenza sa overall na tunog, and at the same time mas control na yung buong tunog niya, wala nang makalat, wala nang medyo maputik, ganto ganyan. Kahit yung treble niya mas alam mo yan, extended pa rin pero hindi siya sibilant. Hindi din siya dark. So nasa saktuhan lang talaga lahat. Lalo na sa technical performance, naapektuhan yung technical performance niya in a positive manner kasi mas malinis na, mas hindi na magulo kapag pag busy na yung mga tracks ganto ganyan. Okay. So, ang verdict ko dito, syempre, sa halagang 1,500 pesos, 2,000 pesos, ito na yung top 1 recommendation ko for everyone. Kasi, sobrang safe niya i-recommend na kahit sino pwede mong i-recommend. Kahit na treble head o bass head yan, lalo na pag sa price na yan, and sabi nila gusto lang nila ng balance set, ito yung parang pinaka magandang i-recommend. Kasi, walang palya to kahit anong genre gamitin ko, maganda talaga yung tunog na ito. Okay? Now, I'll switch back or switch na ako sa English review for my verdict. Okay. Now, what's my verdict here with the Kiwi Ears Bell? Well, the Kiwi Ears Bell is probably in my personal opinion, my current top recommendation under $50. Yes, that is a bold take, but at the same time, not all people who are willing to spend $50 on an earphone is a seasoned audiophile. Most of them are not hobbyists. They just want a good sounding, reliable, yes, emphasis on reliable earphones, because though some cheaper earphones than the Kiwi Ears Bell suffers QC, suffers quality control issues, suffers driver flex, or probably at some point driver failure, dead drivers or something like that. And the Kiwi Ears Bell, in my 14 days of continuous usage of this one during my commutes, during my office work, during my typing work, doesn't have any problems on that one. It never had any problem, like it never had any crackling sound or anything like that. It never had driver flex or anything like that. It just works just fine. It works well, and it is the most balanced sounding IEM that I can think of in today's time, of course. So if you're willing to spend $40 to $50 for an IEM that just sounds good, whenever or whatever you may pair it with, the Kiwi Ears Bell will be my top 1 recommendation. Of course, there are some people that will recommend other brands or something like that, but again, the Kiwi Ears as a brand is by far my most reliable when it comes to their quality control. They always hit that nail with a bullseye, if you know what I mean. Okay? And now that ends my video for the Kiwi Ears Bell. Okay, I'd like to thank Kiwi Ears or Linsol for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay, now as for the backlogs, I still have a lot of backlogs. Actually, I haven't opened some of the backlogs here because I've been very busy with my photography practice shoots, my model shoots or something like that. So here, here's the Dunu DN242. As you can see, this will be my next review, and so far so good. Probably one of the remarkable IEMs that I have encountered. And yes, this one as well, this Intuora Balance. Yes, I haven't opened it, as you can see. As you can see here, I haven't opened it yet. So I'll take photos of this one first, then review it. And lastly, this one, the Tipsy M1. Yes, the Tipsy M1 IEM. I'll also review that one soon. But yeah, everything is under control. Even the schedule is under control, so no problems on that one. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, and thank you for trusting me actually to my reviews. It really means a lot to me. Okay? And see you in the next one. Apa? Last one.